What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been 1 month since we started nursing school, and for the past month I've just been writing down my thoughts and my feelings about nursing school as a whole, and then kind of some tips and tricks, I guess, that I could share with you guys to help you out in your nursing school journey as well. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then just keep on watching. So the first thing that I wrote down is that not everybody is your friend. So when I say that, I mean there are some people that are just not kind and nasty and rude and overly competitive for no reason. I'm sure that there will be people like that in your nursing class. I hope that there's not. I truly hope that you don't have to deal with anybody like that. But if you do, my advice to you would be to just stay clear of those people. If they want to be competitive, they should be competing with who they were yesterday and all that live, laugh, love cliche BS. Like, there is no reason for everyone to be competing amongst each other as classmates. We should all be striving and supporting each other to succeed. So if you're encountering people who are not like that, do not allow that energy around you. Just mind your business. If you make friends along the way, wonderful. Stick with your friends. Do not engage or stoop to anybody's level of comparing test scores and this, that. Like, that is so unnecessary, and it's just gonna add extra stress on you that you do not need to deal with. So not everybody is your friend. Keep that in mind, and do not forget, everyone is there to earn a degree. They have enough little pieces of paper for everyone. There is no reason to worry about your classmates' test scores or anything. Just focus on yourself and your friends and just kill everybody with kindness. Okay, so my next two tips are more on the academic side of things. So first, I would say to get ahead when you're able. So some professors don't want you to get ahead, and that is okay. I would not do it even if they said not to. Do not piss them off unnecessarily. So they are human, and you don't know if that's gonna affect your grade moving forward. So I would say just get ahead when you're able to. It's really nice to just have that peace of mind of knowing that you are definitely not gonna be late, or if you submit something and it ends up being wrong, maybe you can redo it before, you know, the actual deadline comes or what have you. It's just always best practice to get ahead if you are able to. So the next tip that I have is to come to class prepared, in the sense of, in my lab class, we have modules that we normally go through in class. I've noticed a lot of the time our professor normally likes to leave early. Like, she does. I have never stayed the full time until class is over. Like, we've always got let out early. So she cuts a lot of time in class by not watching the videos that are listed in the modules, and she just says, you know, watch those on your own time. So I would personally recommend going through all of your modules, watching your videos, watching your lecture, everything before you come to class, so you're already familiar with what the professor is going to be teaching, and then you can just ask questions or, you know, ask for clarification on whatever you're not understanding when you get there. I cannot speak to how the regular blocks of nursing courses are going to be, but as far as my BSN classes, we have never been kept the whole time until class was supposed to be over. So I would recommend getting as familiar as you can with the material before you come to class. I think that's how you're going to get the most out of your lectures and being able to ask the most educated questions from your professor while you're in class. So the next thing I wrote down, and this could be me projecting, honestly, I wrote down drop your feelings of shame. So let's unpack that. I've always kind of had this irrational fear when I find myself in settings where I need to be like professional, in settings where I do care what people think. Like, for example, when I am at my kids' school, I do care what they think, because if they think I am an unfit parent, they definitely have the right or the power to change that for me. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody says that they don't care what other people think, but there are some settings where it does matter what other people think about you. Like at your kid's school, for example. So when I find myself in like professional settings or settings like that where I said I care what people think, I always have this weird, like, irrational fear that I'm gonna be found out, like someone is gonna out me for like being like a retired party girl from high school or something. And I really have no reason to be ashamed of what I did when I was, you know, 14, 15, 16, but I do still find myself kind of feeling inferior to people when I'm in a room with people who settled on nursing school, like straight up. Like there have been multiple people in my class who have said that they were gonna go to medical school, but they settled for nursing. Where with me, like nursing was like, that was my big dream. Like I tried everything beneath it before, like CNA, medical assisting. I tried all of those avenues before. So nursing was like my big dream. This is like my peak, you know? So when I find myself in situations like that, I do find myself feeling insecure or inferior to those people. And I have this weird irrational fear that people are gonna find out, or like someone from high school is gonna bust through the door and be like, hey, guess what this girl you know, like, obviously that would never happen, but still it's there, it exists. And I just want to encourage you guys to not feel those feelings of shame. You work just as hard to be in that room as everyone else did. You are just as smart, you are just as capable, and you are just as deserving to be in nursing school with your classmates. Your nursing school chose you for a reason. You worked your ass off to get here, and you deserve that seat. So that's just my kind reminder to myself and to you guys, if anyone else is struggling with those kinds of feelings. I know it is easier said than done, but just do your best to remind yourself and speak kindness to into yourself that you deserve to be where you are, and where you came from does not matter. And the last two tips I have are kind of the same in a sense, but not. So I just wrote down, be aware of your mindset. So even going back to watch my videos from when I first started school, I was like eat, sleep, and breathe nursing school. Like I was just so excited. And you know, as things start to settle in, you kind of, I don't want to say lose sight, because I certainly didn't lose sight of what, you know, I'm trying to accomplish here, but I think I kind of dialed back the intensity a little bit, because the coursework wasn't, and still isn't, super intense. But we had the week off for 4th of July. I took the week off and I did nothing. Like I chilled. I worked my, you know, 40 hours, but I chilled. I didn't really get ahead in anything. And now this week is just like, I feel like I'm in this mad dash to get caught up. So I would definitely just do your best to always like stay engaged. I know breaks are important and you have to take time for leisure, but I would be very intentional about those breaks and make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row before you take that break, or at least have a good framework for yourself so it'll be easier to get back on track. When class ended the week before last, I did a couple assignments that would be due during that week, and then I just did nothing. And I didn't do my like Sunday reset where I, you know, got my schedule out. I just got too much into chill mode, and now I feel like I'm playing catch up. So I would recommend just being aware of your mindset and always keeping like the goal at the forefront of your mind. Do not let yourself get lazy, get complacent, get off track. Stay with your head in the game and keep your eyes on the prize. And my last tip, this is something that I have been struggling heavily with in the last month, a lot longer than a month, but it's just, I've been forced to actually deal with it in this last month. I can only speak to my experience as a woman, but I feel like as women, we are very nurturing. We want to be available when people need us. And again, I don't know if this is how men are too, but I'm speaking to my own experience. I know for me, I'm kind of like a chameleon, where like if people need me, I am willing to be whatever they need me to be in that moment. Like if you need me to be a shoulder to cry on, I can do that. If you need me to talk and be like your therapist, I can do that. If you need me to be your wing woman or your hype woman, I can do that. But it's exhausting. It is exhausting. I have felt primarily like two feelings in the past 4 to 6 weeks. They've been guilt and stress. So either guilt when people ask me to do something or need me for something, and I know I can't. I know I don't have time. I don't have the mental bandwidth to take on other people's feelings. I'm really empathetic, so I'm taking on people's emotions when, you know, I'm being there for them. And normally, like, that's fine. I love being that person for people, but it's a lot. So I'm either feeling guilt because I know that this is not feasible for me right now, but I say yes anyways, and then I feel stressed because I've just backed myself further into a corner or dug myself a deeper hole of taking time away from the things that are important to me and important to my success in school and important to my family and spending time with my kids, because at the end of the day, those are my two priorities: school and my family, and my husband and my kids. So I guess we could do three: my marriage, my kids, school. So not necessarily in that order, but so if you are not in school yet, or even if you have already started, it is not too late. You have got to set boundaries. I really need to take my own advice. I know that I've said that before on this channel, that you have to set boundaries, but it's difficult. It's hard. I mean, I'm 30 and I'm just now having to come to grips with the fact that, like, I can't keep going the way that I'm going right now. I will implode. And school is not that difficult right now. Let me be clear. Like, I'm feeling this bad when school is not hard. It's writing a couple of papers, some discussion posts, things like, it's not mentally taxing. I'm not having to study a whole lot. So next semester when I'm doing med surg or, you know, block 1, that's about to get real. So I really am doing my best to get in the habit of setting those boundaries, saying no when I have to, so that I don't find myself in this position again. Because ultimately, the people who suffer the most because of this whole situation is my husband and my kids. Because I'm stressed out, they're feeling my energy in the house. My husband, because he's the one that has to deal with me having a nervous breakdown every other day, and he's an angel and talks me through it every time. But that's not fair to him that I continuously am unloading on him every day for the same problem over and over, that I can't say no. That's pretty selfish of me to keep saying yes so I don't have to feel bad, and then ultimately affecting my husband and my kids by doing that. I'll get off my soapbox, but that is, if you take anything away from this video, that's what I want you to take away, is you need to protect your peace. Your well-being is of the utmost importance. That should be your #1 priority. And we have to just silence all that outside noise to get through the next couple of years until we're done with school. And even beyond. Setting boundaries and learning how to set healthy boundaries, that is never a bad thing to be good at. So that will serve you well far beyond being in nursing school. But okay guys, it's just a quick video this week. I just wanted to kind of wrap up and let you guys know kind of how the last month has been with this new endeavor. It's been overall really good. I feel really good about school. Honestly, it has just been like the outside stuff, family, friends, all that stuff. That has been what has been stressing me out more than anything. So I'm really working to set those boundaries and hold myself accountable and just stay on top of, you know, taking care of myself. I've been going to the gym and watching what I'm eating. So everything is realistically going very well. It's just the past week has been really, really hard with taking that break and letting myself get off track and not being a grown-up and saying no when I have to. So we will continue to work on that. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what video you guys want to see next time. I think we're gonna do like 100 subscriber Q&A. So if that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, then drop a comment down below. I think we're 55 right now, which I know is not a lot, but like imagine 55 people being in this room right now with me. Like that's a lot of people. So I'm stoked. That is just so rad that 55 people have subscribed to the channel. But anyway, so I think we'll do 100 subscriber Q&A to like celebrate. But anyway, I will catch you guys next week for another video. Bye. I told myself that maybe